What's going on, guys? It's Boss Han here. I am back with another video, and I'm pretty sure we have all had experienced substitute teachers, and I had the unfortunate of experiencing a very bad substitute teacher in the first grade. However, to make the situation worse, this teacher decided he wanted to substitute teacher. Oh my god, he wanted to be a substitute teacher in a not a physical education class. That's middle school, but I mean it is elementary school. It's PE. What I'm trying to say is that instead of teaching a normal class, he wanted to teach in a special eds class to make it even worse. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're just gonna have a lot of kids asking more questions than usual because we need to learn better. I mean, like, I used to be in a special eds class, but not anymore. Okay, why the hell did I just sound like Siri? Anyways, this one of these substitute teachers was one of my crazy substitute teachers, and I had told some stories about substitute teachers on this channel. They're kind of old, but I'm planning to retell them, maybe or maybe not. But this one is really quite crazy. All right, so grab your snacks, drinks, or whatever you need, and listen. So like I said in the beginning of this video, I used to be in a special eds class, and the thing is that this all began when I was in the first grade. In the first grade, I was still in physical, oh my god, why do I keep saying physical education class? It's special eds class. I used to be in a special eds class with other people that had autism or other disabilities, in which I got really well, I got along with really well. Why can I speak today? I don't understand why. But there's this friend that I would play a lot with, but I don't think I ever saw him again because after 3 years and now going to normal classrooms, I never saw that kid since. But during these times, I would play with this kid. We're gonna call his name Fire, I guess. Actually, no, that's a crappy name. We'll just call him Hulk like the last time. We'll just get to point to the story. We're already wasting time. And so one day I go to class. Well, I get to class. My mom drops me off, and I show up with being surprised because I see a different teacher, and that's when I realized this was a different teacher because this guy had a different name on the board. We're just gonna call this guy the substitute teacher. How about we call him Baldy from Baldy's Basics because he sounds like a great teacher, an absolute fabulous math teacher that likes to smack people with a ruler every time they get a problem wrong, especially with the ones that from Baldy's Basics. If you guys don't know, that's a game, that's an old game that I guess some people still upload on YouTube, but it's a really old game. I used to play back in the day where you're basically collecting 6 notebooks and you're trying not to get this teacher. But yeah, alright, what was I talking about? Oh yes, I was talking about my crazy substitute teacher, Mr. Baldy. That's not his actual name. I just came up with that name because it suits him well. Anyways, so I walk into class and the teacher sees us all coming into the class, every one by one. He waits. Well, he quietly waits for everyone to come in, and then he shuts the door and says, "Good morning, all you sunshine children." And you know the teachers, they say like all those sweet sounds. However, as soon as he reached his desk, it looked like he just turned from the happiest person on earth to a prison guard type beat, if you know what I mean. Like, he changed moods really quick from like a really happy teacher to a strict teacher. I shouldn't have just said that twice, but it kind of makes sense, but whatever. So he says, like, in a type of voice that kind of scares you a little bit as a kid. He says, "Alrighty, class, so my name is Mr. Baldy, and today we're going to be learning about mathematics and stuff." And we learned mathematics, but this type of mathematics we didn't know well because we're in the first grade. How are we supposed to know like 3x plus 2x equals 5x? How are we supposed to know that? That's not like first grade level. And he starts teaching teaching us like this all these stuff. However, like, some of us are not paying attention. Because of that, the teacher would yell at them, "Hey, why are you paying attention?" And then the kids just get scared, like, "Oh, I was just you were goofing around." Yes, I wasn't paying attention." "Well, if you don't do that again, I'm gonna have to give you a timeout." However, because since this guy was so strict, well, he had a really strict voice. These guys, everyone would shut the hell up because you don't want to get in trouble as a kid, and me too. So in the middle of the day, we're sitting here learning about all these mathematics, and then the next subject he says, "Alrighty, guys, so now we're gonna be learning about writing essays." And at the time, we did not know what writing essays. I mean, yeah, we would like practice, writing stuff, pages or whatever, but we have never ever written like a 4-page essay. The teacher says that he's gonna be reading us a story, and then we have to write like a 1-page essay that's like 7 sentences long by the end of class. And one of the kids was like, usually our teacher doesn't make us write like 7 sentences. We write like 3. And the teacher just gives him like that death stare, like the stereotype saying, "You listen to me, boy, or else you're gonna go to the principal's office" type. If you can catch my drift, which everyone can relate. And then the kid as well shuts the hell up because he doesn't want to get the timeout. So after Mr. Baldy over here tells us the directions for the essay, after he tells us a story, he says, all right, so you guys have exactly 10 minutes to write this essay, and if you don't do it exactly 10 minutes or under, then I'm going to do something about it. However, one of us asks him, well, what is he going to do? And he says, well, guess what, you're not going to get any lunch. Which is kind of cruel, right? Because none of us are going to finish an essay by the end of under 10 minutes, all right? How are you supposed to expect us to do that? If we were to do that, I'm pretty sure we would be here all day, trying to do this essay. But he says no excuses, and he starts a timer. So now we're just rushing, we're having a bunch of stress in our heads trying to do this essay. And one of the kids was, so stressed out that he couldn't deal with it, and he just starts crying. And then the teacher says, "Why are you crying?" And he says, "I can't do it. It's so hard." He says, and then he just walks over there and tells him and yells at him, "What do you mean? It's so stressful. It's so simple. You just write the essay with your pen." And he just shoves a pen in his face. So after exactly 2 minutes, this guy was able to forcefully, well, not really forcefully, I mean like forcefully as in like yelling at him like yelling at one of the special ed kids like a drill sergeant, and he manages to finish the essay within 9 minutes, which is absolutely horrible. However, luckily for us, it was lunchtime, so we'd go out and play. That's when I realized after the lunch that we would have to go back to the torture chamber that we already are now going to go to once again. And basically after lunch, we get back to class, and now we have this one last activity that we're gonna do. And that, of course, is Kahoot. And if you guys don't know what Kahoot is, it's basically a computer game where where you can be the host, and then you make the other people sign into your home game, and then like you guys can do all these questions and stuff. You guys can just look it up. It's too hard to explain, but I mean I just kind of already told you what most of it is, and some of it is false, but just look up what Kahoot is, alright? But no, not for Mr. Baldy. Instead of playing Kahoot, he's gonna make us answer math questions on the board. And at first, me and the other special ed kids were confused because we're wondering, hey, where's the Kahoot game? I thought we were gonna play that. And then the teacher says, alright guys, so I know your teacher does Kahoot, but we're gonna be answering math questions to see if you guys know real math. And then he pulls up like this huge equation. I don't know what it looks like. I mean, I can't remember, but I think it was like 1000x plus 14 equals 19, something like that, like a huge number like for x. And you guys know what x and y, whatever, that stuff. So he's gonna tell us that if one of you guys answer the question right, you can get like a popsicle, and he has like these popsicle sticks like on the thing. Now at first we're like, is it worth it to just do these math equations that we don't even know, and we're mostly gonna get it wrong, and if one of us gets it right, we can get one? Absolutely not. It is not worth it, because if you think that it is worth it, then you must be on something. And so he calls us one by one on trying to answer the question, and every time he makes us answer the question, one kid will get it wrong. And as I can see them, answering the question, he just moves on. However, every time he moves on to the next kid, I know I know he thinks that the kids are gonna get it wrong, and like I can see him building up stress and more stress, like it's a volcano. And not stress, I mean like just pure anger. It's like imagine like a volcano building up pressure, and then and then it just explodes at the end, like in like 10 minutes. That's what is happening. And the last person he reaches is me. So it's basically up to me to answer all these questions. I mean, not answer all these questions, but answer this question. However, you thought I was smart. I mean, I am smart, but I'm not really smart to know this right now, because guess what? I'm in the first grade. How am I supposed to know all this stuff in the first grade? But I try to answer the question as best as I can, and I get it wrong. And well, the teacher, he starts yelling at me. He starts going off and saying of how I am stupid and how he is very disappointed of how I can answer such an easy question wrong. Easy. How's that question easy? I mean, yeah, now it is easy concerning I'm in the 9th grade, but dude, I don't know what x plus y equals even means, alright? I'm not like a smart genius. Like I'm not like a nerd that has been like an advanced class since like the 1st grade, alright? However, because I'm in the 1st grade, I just have this type of attitude that some people might not have. I just like to ignore some things, like if it just gets too stressful. And I just kind of take like these deep breaths, like, you know, like my speech tutor would tell me if there was like a very tight situation, like breathe in, breathe out, like one of those very tough situations that you can't deal with, like the amount of stress. So basically, I do this and just don't pay attention to the teacher asks me, and the teacher, well, the substitute teacher, oh my god, Mr. Baldy, I forgot to call him by the game name. That's not his real name. I said again, but Mr. Baldy says, "Why aren't you listening to what I'm saying?" And then I snap out of it and I just tell him, "Well, you're giving me a problem that I don't understand. How are you supposed to expect me to do this problem?" And I can tell this guy is dumbfounded because I'm just a little kid. How am I supposed to know all this? However, I knew exactly what this guy is trying to do. He's trying to make us all stressed because I knew this guy wasn't an ordinary teacher. He's just a teacher that wanted to stress out little kids. So fast forward when I get back home from school, I'm just all angry and upset because how could I let the substitute teacher, Mr. Baldy, bully me over here from all this nonsense? But at the time, I was all about being honest, and I didn't want to hide anything because my mom would always tell me, "Hey, you don't have anything to hide because I'm here to protect you," whatever, all that stuff. So I promptly wanted to tell mom something that I wanted to hide, like, from this day, and I told her that, like, everything. And then my mom was outrageous because she didn't want she didn't want me wanting the teacher to bully little kids. So she's on the phone with the principal, and everything gets sorted out later on. So basically, so basically, the next day I go to school and I come to class, and would you know it, the teacher, my regular teacher's back, and and that's when I remember, like, the teacher said that she was gonna be gone for a week, and I tell my regular teacher, "Hey, you know that substitute teacher, where did he go?" And my teacher says, "Oh, the substitute teacher? Oh yeah, he got fired because, well, from yesterday. I'm very sorry. I will never hire teachers like that again. I should and not, judge them by their looks and, get their characteristics so, I don't find someone that would bully you guys again." And that's when I realized, ladies and gentlemen, that all the moms of the physical education... My bad. What I was trying to say was all the moms of the special eds kids, they were able to team up together and save the day by managing to firing this male Karen that wanted to ruin our days. And I thank all of you moms that wanted to save us all, because if you guys didn't save us from that catastrophe that would happen, we would be here for one more week with Mr. Baldy over here just giving us like a bunch of equations that we don't understand and just getting yelled at for absolutely no reason. But yeah, that's a story of how this male Karen decided to want to teach like our class, and well, he managed to get himself back. He managed to backfire his evil plan, and well, the moms were able to win. So I guess moral of the story is that if you want to become a teacher, I suggest that you be nice and respect the children, because unless you're not going to do that, it's most likely that you're probably going to get fired by a bunch of neighborhood moms that are very angry and want to protect their children, which I don't know why you want to disrespect your students, all right, that you're teaching. You're already teaching children how to be who they are. Well, yeah, if you guys don't press the like button, I can guarantee you that your next substitute teacher, no matter what grade it is, will be a Karen. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.